Chapter 8 The Call Beyond the Forest, Sharing the Wisdom. Aria wakes to a new day filled with a sense of purpose that seems to expand beyond the boundaries of the forest. The memories of the gathering of the forest folk still warm her heart, but she now feels a growing pull, a call to share the wisdom she has gained with the world outside. Liriel, as if attuned to Aria's inner thoughts, approaches her with a knowing look. Today, Liriel says, you may feel a longing to take the teachings of the forest beyond these woods. The time has come for you to spread the message of balance, harmony, and peace to those who live in the wider world. Aria nods, her eyes filled with determination. She has been thinking about this very thing, and the idea of being a messenger of the forest's wisdom fills her with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Liriel continues, but remember, the world out there is vast and diverse. There will be those who are open to your message, and there will be those who are skeptical. You must approach this journey with an open heart and a clear mind, ready to adapt and learn as you go. Aria spends the morning preparing for her journey. She packs a small satchel with items that remind her of the forest, a sprig of a sacred tree, a smooth stone from the Restful Spring, and the amulet she received at the gathering. These items will serve as tokens of the forest's magic and a source of strength for her. As she and Liriel walk towards the edge of the forest, Aria can't help but feel a pang of sadness at the thought of leaving. The forest has become her home, a place of profound learning and transformation. But she also knows that this is a necessary step in her journey. When they reach the edge of the forest, Liriel gives Aria a warm embrace. The forest will always be here for you, Aria, she says. You carry its essence within you, and wherever you go, you can draw on its wisdom. Aria takes a deep breath and steps out of the forest into the open world. The first village she comes across is a small, bustling place. The air is filled with the sounds of people going about their daily lives, the clatter of hammers, the calls of merchants, and the laughter of children. Aria walks through the streets, feeling a bit out of place at first. The villagers look at her with curious eyes, noticing her simple forest, inspired clothing and the strange items she carries. Aria decides to start by sharing the story of the forest with anyone who will listen. She approaches a group of children who are playing in the square. "Hello," she says with a friendly smile. "Would you like to hear a story about a magical forest?" The children's eyes light up, and they gather around her eagerly. Aria begins to tell them about the forest, the council of ancient trees, the mysterious glade of reflection, and the forest's trials. The children listen in awe, their imaginations running wild. One little girl asks, "Is it really possible to find peace and balance like you did in the forest?" Aria nods. "Yes," she says. And you can find it in your own lives too, by being kind to others, taking care of nature, and listening to your inner self. As she talks to the children, some of the adults in the village start to gather around. They are initially skeptical, but as Aria continues to share her experiences and the lessons of the forest, their expressions begin to soften. An old man steps forward. "Young lady," he says, "your words are like a breath of fresh air. But how can we, in our busy lives, apply these teachings?" Aria thinks for a moment. "It can start with small things," she says. "Maybe take a moment each day to appreciate the beauty around you, like the sunrise or a flower in your garden. And when you face a difficult decision, try to find the balance between your desires and the well-being of others, just like the forest creatures do." The villagers start to engage in a lively discussion. Some share their own struggles in finding balance in their lives, while others offer ideas on how they can incorporate Aria's teachings into their daily routines. Aria listens intently, realizing that every person has their own unique journey towards balance. One woman, a baker, says, "I'm always so focused on making bread to feed my family that I forget to take a moment for myself. Maybe I can start by taking a short walk in the fields before I start my day, to clear my mind." Another man, a farmer, nods. "And I can think more about how my farming methods affect the land and the animals, just like you said the forest folk take care of the forest." Aria spends the rest of the day in the village, sharing more stories and answering questions. She can see that the seeds of the forest's wisdom are starting to take root in the villagers' minds. As the sun begins to set, she decides to stay the night in the village. The villagers offer her a warm bed and a delicious meal, grateful for the new perspectives she has brought. The next day, Aria continues her journey. She comes across a larger town. This town is more industrial, with factories and workshops lining the streets. The air is thick with the smell of smoke and the noise of machinery. Aria can sense that the people here are more removed from nature, and the concept of balance may be even more foreign to them. She decides to approach the town's leaders. After some inquiries, she is able to meet with the mayor and a group of council members. Aria begins by sharing her experiences in the forest and the importance of balance. The mayor, a serious-looking man, listens intently but seems hesitant. "Your ideas are interesting," he says, "but our town depends on these industries. How can we maintain our livelihoods and still find this so-called balance?" Aria takes a deep breath. "I understand your concerns," she says. "But balance doesn't mean giving up progress. It means finding a way to make your industries sustainable, to respect the environment, and to ensure the well well-being of your workers. For example, you could look into using more natural resources in a way that doesn't harm the land, and give your workers time to rest and connect with nature. The council members start to discuss Aria's suggestions. Some are skeptical, while others see the potential in what she is saying. Aria shows them the sprig of the sacred tree from the forest. This tree has stood for centuries because the forest folk have taken care of it. If you take care of your land and your people, your town can thrive for generations to come. As the discussion continues, Aria can see that she is starting to make an impact. The mayor finally says, "We will consider your ideas, Aria. You've given us much to think about." Aria leaves the town hall feeling a sense of hope. She knows that change won't happen overnight, but she has planted the seeds of the forest's wisdom in this industrial town. Over the next few days, Aria travels from one place to another, sharing the forest's wisdom. She meets all kinds of people, from nomadic tribes in the desert to fishermen in coastal villages. Each place presents its own challenges and opportunities. In the desert, she talks to the nomads about the importance of water conservation and the balance between their nomadic lifestyle and the harsh environment. In the coastal villages, she discusses with the fishermen the need to protect the marine ecosystem while still making a living. As she travels, Aria also learns a great deal from the people she meets. She realizes that the concept of balance is universal, but it takes different forms in different cultures and environments. She adapts her message accordingly, using local examples and stories to make the teachings of the forest more relatable. One day, as she is sitting by a small stream on the outskirts of a village, Aria reflects on her journey so far. She has faced many challenges, but she has also seen the positive impact of sharing the forest's wisdom. She knows that there is still a long way to go, but she is determined to continue. She takes out the smooth stone from the Restful Spring and holds it in her hand. The stone, with its cool surface, reminds her of the forest and the peace she found there. She closes her eyes and sends a silent message of gratitude to the forest and to Liriel. "I will keep spreading your wisdom," she whispers. As the sun sets on another day of her journey, Aria looks towards the horizon. She is excited to see what new places and people she will encounter, and how she can continue to share the message of balance, harmony, and peace. She knows that her role as a messenger of the forest's wisdom is a lifelong one, and she is ready to embrace it with an open heart and a determined spirit. That night, Aria sleeps under the stars, her dreams filled with images of the forest and the people she has met on her journey. She dreams of a world where the wisdom of the forest has spread far and wide, where people live in harmony with nature and with each other. And as she sleeps, she is filled with a sense of purpose, ready to face whatever lies ahead on her mission to share the forest's precious teachings. Chapter 9: The Return and the New Era of the Forest. Aria has been on the road for some time, sharing the forest's wisdom far and wide. As she travels from one settlement to another, she notices a gradual change in the way people perceive the world around them. In the villages and towns she has visited, there are signs of a new, found respect for nature, and a growing interest in finding balance in all aspects of life. However, after months of journeying, a deep longing for the forest tugs at Aria's heart. She decides it's time to return, to see her forest home and share the experiences she's had outside. With a sense of excitement and nostalgia, she makes her way back to the familiar edge of the forest. As she steps through the border of the forest, a wave of tranquility washes over her. The sounds of the forest, the gentle rustling of leaves, the melodious chirping of birds, and the distant calls of unseen creatures, welcome her back like an old friend. She follows the well-known paths, her heart filled with anticipation. When she reaches the clearing by the Restful Spring, she sees Liriel waiting for her. Liriel's face lights up with a warm smile as she sees Aria. "Welcome back, Aria," she says, her voice filled with joy. "We've missed you." Aria rushes forward and embraces Liriel. "I've missed the forest so much," she says, her eyes glistening with emotion. Aria then spends the next few hours sharing her adventures with Liriel. She tells her about the villages, the towns, the people she met, and how they reacted to the forest's wisdom. "It wasn't always easy," Aria says. "Some were skeptical, but others were eager to learn. And I saw real change starting to happen in some places. People are becoming more aware of the importance of balance and harmony." Liriel listens intently, nodding in approval. "You've done well, Aria. You've carried the forest's message far and wide, and you've sown the seeds of change. But the forest, too, has been changing in your absence." Aria looks at Liriel, curious. "What kind of changes?" she asks. Liriel leads Aria deeper into the forest. As they walk, Aria notices some subtle differences. The trees seem to be more vibrant, their leaves a brighter green. There are new flowers blooming in places she doesn't remember seeing them before, and the air is filled with a sweeter fragrance. Liriel explains, "Since you left, there has been a new sense of energy in the forest. The forest folk have been inspired by your journey. They've been working together even more closely, strengthening the bonds of unity and balance. They come across a group of forest creatures, a family of rabbits, a couple of squirrels, and a wise, old badger. They all greet Aria with excitement. "We've heard so much about your adventures," the badger says. "You've made us all proud." Aria smiles, feeling a sense of accomplishment. The badger then tells Aria about the new projects in the forest. "We've started a new initiative to plant more trees in areas that were damaged long ago. And we're also working on creating better paths for all of us to move around, so we can share our knowledge and resources more easily." Aria is impressed. She can see the sense of purpose and unity among the forest folk. As they continue walking, they reach a part of the forest where a group of elves is gathered. They are creating a large, beautiful mural on the side of a cliff. The mural depicts scenes from Aria's journey, along with the teachings of the forest. One of the elves says, "We wanted to create something to inspire future generations. Your journey is a part of the forest's story now, and we want everyone to know how one being can make a difference in spreading our wisdom." Aria is deeply touched. She realizes that her journey has not only affected the outside world but has also had a profound impact on the forest itself. Liriel then takes Aria to a secluded spot by a small waterfall. "There's something else," she says. "The forest has chosen you to be its ambassador, not just to the outside world but also within the forest community. You will help us guide the next generation of forest dwellers, sharing your experiences and the lessons you've learned." Aria is filled with a sense of honor. "I'm ready," she says. "I want to do everything I can to help the forest and its folk." From that day on, Aria becomes an integral part of the forest's new era. She starts teaching the young forest creatures and elves about the importance of balance, harmony, and the connection between the forest and the outside world. She conducts regular sessions by the Restful Spring, where she shares stories of her travels, the challenges she faced, and how she overcame them. The young ones listen with rapt attention, their eyes filled with wonder and inspiration. One young elf, named Aria, asks Aria, "How can we also make a difference, like you did?" Aria smiles at Aria. "You can start by being kind to every creature in the forest, big or small. Take care of the plants, listen to the wisdom of the elders, and always be open to learning. And who knows, maybe one day, you'll also go on a journey outside the forest and share our wisdom with the world." Aria also works with the forest folk on various projects. She helps in the tree planting initiative, using her knowledge of different plants from her travels to suggest new species that can thrive in the forest. She also contributes to the improvement of the forest paths, making sure they are not only functional but also in harmony with the natural surroundings. As time passes, the forest continues to thrive. The new era of the forest is marked by a deeper sense of unity, a stronger connection to the outside world, and a commitment to spreading its wisdom. Aria's presence has become a symbol of hope and inspiration for all the forest dwellers. One day, a group of travelers from a distant land stumbles upon the forest. They are amazed by the beauty and the sense of peace they find there. Aria, along with Liriel, welcomes them and shares the story of the forest and its teachings. The travelers are deeply moved. "We've never seen a place like this," one of them says. "We will take your wisdom back to our land and share it with our people." Aria realizes that the cycle of sharing the forest's wisdom continues. Just as she had gone out to spread the message, now others will do the same. The forest, with its timeless wisdom and its ever-evolving community, is becoming a source of inspiration for more and more beings. As the seasons change, Aria continues her work in the forest. In the spring, she helps the forest folk prepare the land for new growth. They plant a variety of flowers and trees, creating a riot of colors and life. In the summer, she leads groups of young forest dwellers on adventures through the forest, teaching them about the different plants and animals and their roles in the ecosystem. In the fall, as the leaves change color and the air turns crisp, Aria and the forest folk gather the harvest. They share the fruits and nuts, and celebrate the abundance of the forest. And in the winter, when the forest is covered in a blanket of snow, Aria spends time in the warm caves, sharing stories and wisdom with those who gather there. One winter evening, as Aria sits by the restful spring, looking at the stars above, she reflects on her journey. From a weary traveler seeking peace to an ambassador of the forest, she has come a long way. She knows that the forest will always hold a special place in her heart, and she is committed to its well-being and the spread of its wisdom. The forest, in turn, has become a living testament to the power of balance, harmony, and unity. With Aria as its ambassador, it will continue to touch the lives of those within its bounds and those in the wider world, creating a ripple effect of peace and understanding that will last for generations to come. As Aria drifts off to sleep, lulled by the gentle sounds of the forest, she dreams of a future where the forest's wisdom is embraced by all, and the world is a more harmonious and peaceful place. Chapter 10: The Cosmic Tapestry, Expanding the Reach of Forest Wisdom. Aria has been deeply entrenched in the forest's new era, her days filled with sharing wisdom, guiding the young, and contributing to the forest's growth. One peaceful morning, as she is sitting by the restful spring, a strange, otherworldly glow begins to emanate from the water. The glow is not like anything she has ever seen before. It shimmers with a spectrum of colors that seem to dance and shift in a pattern that defies description. Liriel rushes to Aria's side, her eyes wide with a mix of wonder and recognition. "Aria," she says in a hushed tone, "this is a sign. The forest is connected to something much greater, something that reaches beyond our known world. This glow is a portal to the cosmic tapestry, a realm where all the wisdom of the universe is intertwined. Aria stares at the glowing spring, her heart pounding with excitement and trepidation. What does this mean for us? She asks. Liriel takes a deep breath. It means that the forest's wisdom is not just for our world or the lands you've visited. It has a place in the cosmic order. We are being called to expand our reach, to share what we know with beings from across the cosmos. As they watch, the glow from the spring begins to form a swirling vortex. The air around them crackles with energy, and the sounds of the forest seem to fade into the background. Liriel grabs Aria's hand. We must step through, she says. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity to connect with the greater universe. Aria nods, and together they step into the vortex. For a moment, they are surrounded by a blinding light, and a sense of weightlessness washes over them. When the light subsides, they find themselves in a realm that defies all logic. They are floating in a sea of stars, but these stars are not like the ones they see from their world. They seem to be made of pure energy, and they form patterns that resemble living, breathing organisms. Aria looks around in awe. Where are we? She whispers. Liriel smiles. We are in the cosmic tapestry, Aria. This is a place where different worlds, different civilizations, and different forms of wisdom converge. As they float through this cosmic expanse, they notice other beings. Some are humanoid, with glowing auras that seem to pulsate with different colors. Others are more like floating orbs of light, emitting a soft, melodious hum. One of the humanoid beings approaches them. It has a body made of what appears to be crystal, and its eyes are like deep pools of starlight. Welcome, travelers, it says in a voice that seems to resonate directly in their minds. We sense the wisdom of the forest within you. Your world is but a small part of the vast cosmic web, yet its wisdom is precious and unique. Aria is taken aback but quickly regains her composure. We are here to learn and to share, she says. The crystal, like being nods. Then follow us. There is a gathering of beings from across the cosmos, a place where knowledge is exchanged, and wisdom is shared. Aria and Liriel follow the being through the star-filled expanse. As they travel, they pass by strange, floating landscapes. Some are made of what looks like liquid metal, while others are vast gardens of light-based plants. The diversity of this cosmic realm is overwhelming. They finally reach a large, circular platform made of a material that seems to be a combination of stardust and energy. On the platform, there are beings of all shapes and sizes. Some are engaged in deep conversation, while others are sharing what appear to be holographic images of their home worlds and the wisdom they possess. Aria and Liriel are immediately drawn into the activity. Aria approaches a group of beings that resemble large, winged serpents. They have scales that glisten like rainbows, and their eyes are filled with ancient wisdom. "We come from a forest on our world," Aria says. "We have learned about balance, harmony, and the connection between all things. We would like to share this wisdom with you." The winged serpents listen intently. One of them says, "On our world, we have a similar concept, but it is expressed through the flow of cosmic winds. We believe that all things are carried by these winds, and maintaining the right balance in their flow is crucial for the well-being of our world. Your forest's wisdom could help us understand this better." Aria begins to share stories of the Council of Ancient Trees, the mysterious glade of reflection, and the forest's trials. The winged serpents are fascinated. In return, they share their knowledge of the cosmic winds, how they can be harnessed for good, and the rituals they perform to ensure the wind's balance. Liriel, meanwhile, is talking to a group of small, spherical beings. These beings are made of a soft, glowing substance and seem to communicate through a series of gentle vibrations. Liriel is sharing the forest's way of community building, how the forest folk come together for celebrations and to support one another. The spherical beings are intrigued. "On our planet," one of them vibrates, "we are all connected through a collective consciousness. But we lack the sense of individual celebration that you describe. Your forest's traditions could add a new dimension to our way of life." As the gathering continues, Aria and Liriel find themselves in a whirlwind of knowledge exchange. They learn about civilizations that live in harmony with the elements of their planets, using the power of fire, water, earth, and air to create a sustainable and peaceful existence. They also hear about worlds where time is perceived differently, and wisdom is passed down through complex, multi-dimensional memories. Aria realizes that while the forest's wisdom is unique, it also has common threads with the wisdom of these cosmic beings. The concept of balance, harmony, and the connection between all things seems to be a universal truth, expressed in different ways across the cosmos. One of the most fascinating encounters is with a being that appears as a swirling mass of energy. It has no defined shape but seems to radiate a powerful sense of peace. "I am from a world beyond the reach of physical form," it says. "Our existence is based on pure thought and energy. But even in our realm, we struggle with the concept of balance. Your forest's teachings on finding balance within oneself resonate deeply with us." Aria spends a long time in conversation with this being, sharing her own experiences of facing fears and finding inner balance in the mysterious glade of reflection. In return, the being shares its insights on how to align one's thoughts and energy to achieve a state of cosmic harmony. As the gathering nears its end, Aria and Liriel are filled with a wealth of new knowledge. They know that they have been part of something truly extraordinary, a cosmic exchange of wisdom that could change the future of their forest and perhaps even the wider universe. The crystal, like being who first greeted them, approaches again. "You have made a great impression here," it says. "Your forest's wisdom is now a part of the cosmic tapestry. And in return, you carry the wisdom of the cosmos back to your world. Use this knowledge to further the growth and harmony of your forest and all those it touches." With that, the being creates a portal for Aria and Liriel to return. As they step through the portal, they are once again surrounded by the blinding light. When they emerge, they find themselves back by the Restful Spring in the forest. The forest seems different somehow, as if it has absorbed some of the cosmic energy they experienced. Aria and Liriel take some time to process all that they have learned. They know that the forest's journey has taken a new and exciting turn. They start to plan how they will incorporate the cosmic wisdom into the forest's teachings. Aria begins to teach the young forest dwellers about the cosmic connections, how the forest is just one small part of a much larger universe, but its wisdom has the power to influence and be influenced by the wider cosmic community. Liriel works on creating new rituals and ceremonies that combine the forest's traditions with the cosmic knowledge they have gained. These rituals are designed to strengthen the forest's connection to the cosmic tapestry and to ensure that the wisdom shared in the cosmic gathering is not forgotten. As the days pass, the forest begins to thrive in new ways. The trees seem to grow taller and more vibrant, and the forest folk are filled with a new sense of purpose. Aria and Liriel continue to share their experiences with any who will listen, both within the forest and with the occasional traveler who stumbles upon their magical realm. One day, a group of young elves approaches Aria. "We want to know more about the cosmic beings you met," one of them says. "We want to be like you and Liriel, sharing our forest's wisdom with the wider universe." Aria smiles. "Then you must study, learn, and grow. The forest has given us a great gift, and it's up to us to share it with the cosmos." Aria knows that the future is filled with possibilities. The forest, with its new-found cosmic connection, has the potential to become a beacon of wisdom in the universe. She is excited to see how the forest will continue to evolve, and how the cosmic wisdom will shape the lives of all who call the forest home. As the seasons change once again, Aria stands in the middle of the forest, looking around at the beauty and the life that surrounds her. She knows that the forest's story is far from over. It is now a part of a much larger cosmic narrative, and she is honored to be a part of this incredible journey. The forest, with its ancient trees, its magical glades, and its wise folk, is ready to embrace the new era of cosmic connection and the sharing of wisdom that lies ahead. Chapter 11: The Cosmic Confluence, Fostering Interstellar Alliances. In the wake of their cosmic adventure, Aria and Liriel find the forest abuzz with new energy. The forest folk are eager to learn more about the cosmic beings they met and the wisdom they brought back. Aria and Liriel spend days sharing their experiences, painting vivid pictures of the swirling star-filled realm, the diverse cosmic beings, and the profound exchanges of knowledge. As the forest assimilates this new cosmic knowledge, Aria and Liriel begin to notice subtle changes. The animals seem more in tune with the natural rhythms, as if they too are responding to the cosmic influence. The plants grow with an enhanced vitality, their colors more vibrant, and their scents more intoxicating. One day, while Aria is teaching a group of young forest dwellers about the cosmic winds as described by the winged serpents, a soft, otherworldly hum fills the air. A strange, shimmering portal appears near the Restful Spring. From within the portal, emerges a familiar figure, the crystal-like being from the cosmic gathering. "Greetings, Aria and Liriel," it says, its voice resonating in their minds. "The cosmic community has been deeply touched by the wisdom of your forest. We have come to propose an interstellar alliance, a union of worlds dedicated to the preservation and spread of universal wisdom." Aria and Liriel exchange excited glances. "We are honored," Aria says. "But what would such an alliance entail?" The crystal-like being explains. "Each world in the alliance would share its unique wisdom, resources, and experiences. We would work together to solve cosmic challenges, such as maintaining the balance of energy across the universe, and preventing the spread of disharmony." Liriel nods thoughtfully. "This is a noble cause. But how can our small forest world contribute to such a grand alliance?" The crystal-like being smiles. "Your forest holds a unique understanding of balance and harmony on a micro-level. This knowledge can be applied to larger cosmic scales. Also, the forest's ability to foster a sense of community and unity among diverse beings is a valuable asset." Aria is filled with enthusiasm. "We are in. But we need to discuss this with the rest of the forest folk." The crystal-like being agrees. "Of course. Take your time. We will await your decision." With that, it steps back into the portal, which then closes behind it. Aria and Liriel, the forest folk, for a grand council. The meadow near the Restful Spring is filled with all manner of creatures, from the smallest insects to the largest deer, and the wise elves. Aria stands on a small rise and addresses the gathering. "Dear friends," she begins, we have been presented with an incredible opportunity. The cosmic community wishes to form an alliance with us. Through this alliance, we can share our forest's wisdom with the universe and learn from other worlds. We can be part of something much larger, something that could bring about a new era of peace and harmony across the cosmos. The forest folk start to murmur among themselves. Some are excited, their eyes shining with the prospect of interstellar connections. Others are more cautious. An old badger steps forward. "This is a big step, Aria. What if this alliance brings danger to our forest? What if we are overwhelmed by the demands of the larger cosmic community?" Aria nods. These are valid concerns. But remember, the cosmic beings we met were peaceful and eager to learn from us. And we have the wisdom of the forest, which has always protected us. By joining this alliance, we can strengthen our forest and help protect the universe at the same time. Liriel adds, "We can set our own terms. We can ensure that the forest's well-being is always a priority. And think of the knowledge we can gain. It could help us solve some of the challenges we face in the forest as well." After hours of discussion, the forest folk reach a consensus. They decide to join the Interstellar Alliance. Aria and Liriel use the power of the Restful Spring to create a signal that reaches the crystal-like being. Soon, the portal reappears, and the being steps through. "Your decision gladdens our hearts," it says. "We will begin the process of formalizing the alliance. In the meantime, we would like to invite a delegation from your forest to our home world. There, you can meet with the leaders of the other worlds in the alliance and start the process of knowledge, sharing and collaboration." Aria, Liriel, and a carefully selected group of forest representatives, including an elf, a deer, and a small bird, prepare for their journey. They step through the portal and find themselves on a world that defies description. The sky is a deep purple, filled with multiple moons that cast a soft, lavender glow over the landscape. The ground is made of a smooth, glass-like material that seems to pulse with a gentle energy. They are greeted by a large gathering of cosmic beings. There are the winged serpents, the spherical beings, and many others they had met at the cosmic gathering, as well as new ones. Aria and her companions are led to a grand hall, where the leaders of the Alliance worlds are waiting. The leader of the crystal-like beings, a majestic figure with an even more intense glow, addresses the assembly. "Welcome, friends from the forest world. Your presence here marks the beginning of a new chapter in our cosmic journey. Let us share our wisdom, our resources, and our hopes for a better universe." Aria steps forward. "We are honored to be a part of this alliance. Our forest has long held the secrets of balance and harmony. We are eager to learn from all of you and to contribute what we can. The first session of the Alliance focuses on sharing knowledge about energy management. A being from a world made entirely of energy-based life forms presents their methods of harnessing and distributing cosmic energy. In return, Aria shares the forest's understanding of how different forms of energy interact on a smaller scale, like the energy exchange between the trees, the soil, and the creatures. Over the next few days, the forest delegation participates in various discussions and workshops. They learn about advanced technologies for interstellar communication from a race of mechanical beings, and in turn, they teach the other worlds about the forest's way of non-verbal communication through nature signs. One of the most significant collaborations is with a world facing environmental challenges. The beings on this planet are struggling to maintain the balance of their ecosystem. Aria and the forest representatives share the forest's principles of ecological balance, such as the importance of biodiversity and the cycle of life. The beings from this world are inspired and begin to develop new strategies based on the forest's wisdom. As the visit comes to an end, Aria and her companions return to the forest. They are filled with a wealth of new knowledge and a sense of purpose. Back in the forest, they share their experiences with the rest of the forest folk. Aria says, "The Interstellar Alliance is a wonderful opportunity for us. We can now draw on the wisdom of the universe to improve our forest, and we can help other worlds find balance and harmony. But this is just the beginning. We must work hard to ensure that our contributions are meaningful and that we continue to learn from our allies." The forest folk are inspired. They start to develop new projects, combining the forest's traditional knowledge with the cosmic wisdom they have gained. One group of elves begins to work on a new form of energy, efficient housing, inspired by the energy management techniques they learned. The animals start to communicate more effectively with each other, using a combination of their natural methods and the interstellar communication concepts. Aria and Liriel continue to be at the forefront of the forest's involvement in the Alliance. They receive regular updates from the other worlds, and they send their own reports on the forest's progress. The forest is no longer a secluded, magical realm. It is now an active participant in the cosmic community, its wisdom spreading far and wide, and in return, it is growing and evolving in ways never before imagined. As the seasons change, the forest thrives in its new role. The Alliance has brought new life to the forest, and the forest, in turn, is making a mark on the cosmic stage. Aria looks out at the forest, filled with pride. She knows that the future holds many more adventures and opportunities for the forest and its inhabitants as they continue to be a part of this great cosmic confluence. The forest, with its roots firmly in its own wisdom and its branches reaching out to the stars, is ready to face whatever challenges and joys the Interstellar Alliance may bring. Chapter 12: The Cosmic Challenges: Navigating the Storms of the Universe. As the forest becomes more integrated into the Interstellar Alliance, Aria and Liriel find themselves at the center of a web of cosmic connections. The forest's unique wisdom has been well received among the Alliance members, and in return, they have been flooded with new knowledge, technologies, and opportunities for growth. However, with these new connections come unexpected challenges. One day, a distress signal reaches the forest through the cosmic communication network established by the Alliance. A world on the outskirts of the Alliance territory is in turmoil. A powerful, unknown energy force has emerged, disrupting the planet's natural balance. The energy is causing widespread destruction, wiping out entire ecosystems and threatening the very existence of the planet's inhabitants. Aria, Liriel, and a team of forest experts, along with representatives from other Alliance worlds, are immediately dispatched to the troubled planet. As they arrive through a portal near the planet's surface, they are greeted by a scene of chaos. The sky is filled with dark, swirling clouds, and the ground is split open in many places, with strange, pulsating energy oozing out. The leader of the local resistance, a tall, humanoid being with skin that shimmers like silver, approaches them. "We don't know what this is," he says, his voice filled with despair. "It came out of nowhere, and we've tried everything to stop it, but nothing seems to work." Aria and the others begin their assessment. Aria, drawing on the forest's understanding of energy and balance, starts to analyze the strange energy. She notices that the energy seems to be out of sync with the planet's natural energy fields. It's as if an external force has disrupted the delicate equilibrium that keeps the planet stable. Liriel, meanwhile, communicates with the local flora and fauna. She discovers that the plants and animals are in a state of panic, their natural instincts thrown into disarray by the invading energy. The forest team starts to work on a plan. They know that they need to find a way to realign the strange energy with the planet's natural energy flow. One of the forest experts, a wise old owl, suggests using the principles of resonance. In the forest, he says, we know that everything has a natural frequency. If we can find the frequency of this strange energy and match it with the planet's natural frequency, we might be able to bring it under control. The representatives from other Alliance worlds contribute their own knowledge. A group of scientists from a world known for its advanced energy manipulation technologies propose using a device to generate a counter-energy pulse. This pulse would be tuned to the frequency identified by the owl and would act as a catalyst to realign the strange energy. As they work on building the device, Aria and Liriel continue to study the strange energy. They notice that the energy seems to be drawn to areas of high concentration of a particular mineral on the planet. This discovery gives them an idea. They suggest creating a containment field around these mineral-rich areas to prevent the energy from spreading further. The construction of the device and the containment field is a massive undertaking. The team from the forest works closely with the other Alliance members, sharing their knowledge of natural energy manipulation and learning from the advanced technologies of the others. After days of intense work, the device is finally ready. Aria, Liriel, and the other leaders of the operation position the device near one of the areas with the highest concentration of the strange energy. They activate the device, and a powerful, pulsating wave of energy is emitted. At first, it seems as if nothing is happening, but then, slowly, the strange energy starts to respond. It begins to shift and realign with the counter-energy pulse. The containment fields are also activated, and they manage to prevent the energy from spreading further. As the strange energy realigns, the clouds in the sky start to clear, and the ground begins to heal. The plants and animals on the planet start to regain their natural behavior. However, just as they think they have the situation under control, a new problem arises. The energy realignment has caused a chain reaction in a nearby energy core. The core, which is a vital part of the planet's natural energy generation system, is starting to overload. The scientists from the Alliance worlds quickly analyze the situation. They realize that they need to find a way to dissipate the excess energy from the core before it explodes, which would cause even more widespread destruction. Aria remembers the stories of how the forest folk worked together to overcome natural disasters. She suggests a collective effort, where each Alliance member contributes their energy, manipulation skills to divert the excess energy. The representatives from different worlds form a circle around the energy core. They use their unique abilities to channel the excess energy away from the core. The forest team, drawing on the energy of the earth, plants, and the life force of the forest, adds their own strength to the effort. It's a long and arduous process. The energy from the core is powerful, and it takes all of their combined efforts to keep it under control. But slowly, they manage to divert the excess energy into a safe, unused energy well on the planet. With the core stabilized, the planet is finally out of immediate danger. The inhabitants of the planet are overjoyed. They express their gratitude to Aria, Liriel, and the other Alliance members. "You have saved our world," the silver-skinned leader says. "We will forever be in your debt." Aria smiles. "We are all part of the Alliance. When one world is in trouble, we all come together. This is what the Alliance is for." Back in the forest, Aria and Liriel share their experiences with the forest folk. This was a big test for the Alliance, Aria says. And we passed it, but there will be more challenges in the future. We need to be prepared. The forest folk are inspired by the story. They start to train more intensively, learning new ways to manipulate energy and improve their skills in dealing with cosmic challenges. Aria and Liriel also work on strengthening the forest's connection with the other Alliance worlds. They establish regular communication channels for sharing knowledge and resources, and they plan for future joint projects to prevent similar disasters. As time passes, the forest becomes a hub of cosmic knowledge and expertise in dealing with energy-related challenges. Aria and Liriel are often called upon to share their insights and experiences with other Alliance members. The forest's role in the Alliance has grown significantly, and its wisdom is now an essential part of the cosmic effort to maintain balance and harmony across the universe. One day, a new distress signal reaches the forest. This time, it's from a world facing a different kind of problem, a social and cultural conflict that is threatening to tear the planet apart. Aria, Liriel, and the forest team know that they need to approach this challenge with a different set of skills. They prepare to embark on this new mission, armed with the lessons they learned from the previous experience. Aria knows that the cosmic challenges are diverse and complex, but she is confident that with the strength of the Alliance and the wisdom of the forest, they can overcome any obstacle. The forest, with its ever-growing cosmic connections, is ready to face the storms of the universe and continue its journey of making a difference in the vast cosmic landscape. As they step through the portal to the troubled world, Aria looks back at the forest one last time. The forest, with its ancient trees and vibrant life, is a symbol of strength and wisdom. She knows that it will always be her home, and it will continue to be a source of inspiration and support as she navigates the cosmic challenges ahead. The adventure continues, and Aria is ready to face whatever lies beyond the portal, knowing that the forest and the Alliance stand with her. Chapter 13: The Cultural Crossroads, Healing the Divides of a Troubled World. Aria, Liriel, and the forest delegation step through the portal onto the troubled world. The air is thick with tension, and the once beautiful landscape is marred by signs of conflict. The sky is overcast, as if reflecting the somber mood of the planet. The people here are divided into two major factions, each believing in a different way of life, and these differences have escalated into open hostility. The forest team is greeted by a group of mediators who have been trying, unsuccessfully, to bring the two factions to the negotiating table. "We're at a dead end," one of the mediators, a kind-looking being with large, empathetic eyes, says. The two sides are so entrenched in their beliefs that they refuse to listen to each other. Aria nods, her mind already working on a solution. In the forest, she begins, we've learned that every being, every idea, has its place. There's always a way to find common ground, to create a balance. We need to understand the root causes of this conflict. Liriel adds, we should start by talking to the leaders of both factions, separately at first. We need to gain their trust and understand their perspectives. The forest team splits up, with Aria and a group of forest-wise beings approaching the leaders of one faction, while Liriel and another group head towards the other. Aria and her group find the leaders of the first faction in a fortified compound. The leaders are initially suspicious, eyeing the forest team warily. What can you forest dwellers do for us? One of them asks, his voice laced with skepticism. Aria smiles, trying to put them at ease. We come with an open heart and a desire to understand. We know that you have your reasons for your beliefs. We want to hear your story, to know what led you to this point. Slowly, the leaders begin to open up. They tell Aria about their long-held traditions, which they feel are being threatened by the other faction. They believe that their way of life, centered around a deep connection to the land and a particular set of spiritual practices, is being undermined. Aria listens intently, nodding in understanding. Your traditions are precious, she says. And it's natural to want to protect them. But perhaps there's a way to do that while also finding common ground with the other faction. She then shares stories from the forest about how different creatures, each with their own unique ways, learn to exist. The squirrels and the birds in our forest have different needs and ways of life, she says. But they've found a way to live side by side, respecting each other's space and contributing to the forest's harmony. Meanwhile, Liriel is having a similar conversation with the leaders of the second faction. They explain that they are striving for progress, for a more modern way of life that they believe will bring prosperity to all. They see the first faction's traditions as outdated and a hindrance to the planet's development. Liriel nods. Progress is important, she says. But it should not come at the cost of losing the things that make your world unique. There must be a middle way, a path that respects both your vision for the future and the traditions of the past. After these initial conversations, Aria and Liriel meet up to discuss their findings. We need to find a way to show them that their goals are not mutually exclusive, Aria says. The first faction wants to preserve their traditions, and the second wants progress. Maybe there's a form of progress that can incorporate and respect those traditions. They come up with a plan. They arrange for a neutral meeting place, a beautiful, untouched valley between the two factions' territories. Aria and Liriel invite the leaders of both factions to this meeting, along with representatives from each group. When the day of the meeting arrives, the atmosphere is tense. The two groups eye each other warily as they enter the valley. Aria steps forward and addresses them. "We are all here because we want a better future for this world," she says. "The forest has taught us that balance is key. We can find a way to move forward that respects both the traditions of the past and the dreams of the future." Liriel then presents a proposal. "What if we create a system where the traditional practices are integrated into the development plans? For example, the first faction's spiritual ceremonies could be held in a new, modern, designed cultural center, which would also serve as a place to educate the younger generation about these traditions. At the same time, the second faction's technological advancements could be used to improve the efficiency of the land-based activities that are so important to the first faction." The leaders of the two factions listen intently. At first, there is some resistance. One of the leaders from the second faction says, "This sounds good in theory, but how do we know it will work? We've been in conflict for so long that it's hard to trust." Aria responds, "Trust is something that needs to be built. But we can start small. Let's begin with a pilot project. We can set up a small area where we can test this idea. If it works, we can expand it across the planet." After much discussion, the leaders finally agree to give the proposal a try. Aria, Liriel, and the forest team work closely with the representatives from both factions to plan the pilot project. They start by identifying a suitable location for the cultural center and the areas where the technological improvements to land-based activities will be implemented. The forest team shares their knowledge of community building and cooperation. They teach the people how to work together, just as the forest folk do. They organize team-building activities where members of both factions can interact in a non-confrontational setting, getting to know each other on a personal level. As the pilot project progresses, the initial skepticism starts to fade. The members of the two factions begin to see the benefits of working together. The cultural center starts to take shape, and the technological improvements to the land-based activities are showing promising results. The once divided people start to communicate more openly, and there are signs of a new sense of unity emerging. Aria and Liriel continue to monitor the project, offering guidance and support. They encourage the people to celebrate their differences, rather than seeing them as a source of conflict. "Your traditions and your dreams for the future are like different colors in a painting," Aria tells them. "When combined, they can create something truly beautiful." As the project nears completion, the atmosphere on the planet has changed dramatically. The overcast sky clears, and there is a sense of hope and optimism. The two factions are now working towards a common goal, and the once troubled world is on the path to healing. The success of the pilot project leads to its expansion across the planet. Aria, Liriel, and the forest team are hailed as heroes. The people of the planet are grateful for the forest's wisdom and the way it has helped them find a way out of their conflict. Back in the forest, Aria and Liriel share their experiences with the forest folk. This is another example of how the forest's wisdom can make a difference in the universe, Aria says. By finding common ground, by respecting differences, and by working together, we can overcome even the most difficult challenges. The forest folk are inspired by the story. They realize that their knowledge of balance and community building has a far-reaching impact. Aria and Liriel continue to be actively involved in the Galactic Alliance, using the forest's wisdom to help other worlds facing similar cultural and social conflicts. As the forest continues to grow and evolve, its influence in the cosmic community becomes even more significant. Aria looks out at the forest, filled with pride. She knows that the forest's journey of spreading wisdom and healing across the universe is far from over. There will be more challenges, more worlds in need, but she is confident that with the forest's wisdom and the support of the Alliance, they can continue to make a positive difference. The forest, with its roots firmly planted in the principles of balance and harmony, is ready to face whatever new adventures await in the vast expanse of the universe. Chapter 14 The Celestial Prophecy, Unveiling the Forest's Cosmic Destiny. In the wake of their successful mission on the divided world, Aria and Liriel find themselves at the center of a new cosmic mystery. One day, a strange, celestial glow begins to surround the Restful Spring. The glow is accompanied by a soft, melodious hum that seems to resonate through the very core of the forest. Aria and Liriel rush to the spring, their senses on high alert. As they approach, they notice that the water in the spring is no longer its usual clear, calm state. Instead, it is swirling with a kaleidoscope of colors, and images start to form on the surface. The images are like nothing they have ever seen before, a montage of cosmic events, strange symbols, and glimpses of the forest in a future they can't yet comprehend. Liriel's eyes widen in awe. Aria, this could be a prophecy. The Restful Spring has never shown such signs before. It must be something of great cosmic significance. Aria nods, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and trepidation. We need to understand what these images mean. They could hold the key to the forest's future in the cosmic community. The forest folk gather around the spring, their faces filled with wonder and concern. Aria and Liriel study the images intently, trying to piece together the puzzle. One of the images shows the forest bathed in a brilliant, golden light, with beings from all corners of the universe flocking to it. Another image depicts a great cosmic storm, and the forest standing firm, its roots somehow anchoring the surrounding worlds. A wise old elf, who has spent years studying the ancient lore of the forest, steps forward. I've read of such signs in the oldest scrolls. When the Restful Spring shows such visions, it means that the forest is on the verge of a great cosmic destiny. But these prophecies are often cryptic, and their true meaning lies in careful interpretation. Aria decides to seek the help of their allies in the Interstellar Alliance. She uses the cosmic communication device to send out a distress signal, explaining the strange occurrence at the Restful Spring. Within hours, representatives from various Alliance worlds arrive at the forest. Among them is a race of beings known as the Luminary Seers. Their bodies are made of a translucent, glowing material, and they are renowned for their ability to interpret celestial signs. The leader of the Luminary Seers, a being named Aria, approaches the spring. She places her hands on the edge of the spring and closes her eyes. For what seems like an eternity, Aria stands there, absorbing the energy and the images from the spring. When she finally opens her eyes, her expression is grave. The images you've seen are indeed a prophecy, she says. The forest is at a crossroads in the cosmic tapestry. A great cosmic storm is approaching, a storm that could disrupt the balance of the entire universe. Aria frowns. But what does the forest have to do with this storm? And how can we help? Aria continues, the forest holds a unique energy, a source of balance and harmony that is crucial for the universe to weather this storm. The golden light you saw in the vision represents the forest's potential to become a beacon of hope. If the forest can fully embrace its cosmic role, it can guide the other worlds through the storm. Liriel asks, but how do we embrace this role? What specific actions do we need to take? Aria replies, first, you must strengthen the forest's connection to the cosmic energy. The forest has been sharing its wisdom, but now it needs to draw in more of the cosmic essence. This can be done through new rituals, ones that align the forest with the cosmic rhythms. The forest folk listen intently, ready to do whatever it takes. Aria nods. We'll start immediately. But what about the other worlds? How can they prepare for this storm? Aria says, the forest's role is to be a guiding light. You must share your new-found understanding of the cosmic energy with the other Alliance members. They, in turn, will need to strengthen their own world's defenses and find ways to work together more closely. Aria and Liriel gather the forest folk and start planning the new rituals. They draw on the knowledge they've gained from the cosmic community and combine it with the forest's ancient traditions. The first ritual involves all the forest creatures coming together at the Restful Spring at the exact moment of the cosmic alignment, which occurs only once every few centuries. As the time of the alignment approaches, the forest is a flurry of activity. The animals and the elves prepare offerings of flowers, fruits, and crystals. Aria and Liriel lead the way, chanting ancient forest incantations that have been passed down through generations, now infused with new cosmic elements. When the cosmic alignment occurs, a powerful surge of energy courses through the forest. The Restful Spring glows brighter than ever, and the forest seems to come alive with a new, cosmic energy. The forest folk can feel the energy coursing through their bodies, strengthening their connection to the cosmos. After the ritual, Aria and Liriel begin their mission to share the forest's new understanding with the other Alliance worlds. They travel from one world to another, holding meetings and workshops. They teach the other worlds about the cosmic storm, the forest's role in it, and how they can strengthen their own cosmic defenses. On one world, they meet with a race of beings who live in harmony with the stars. These beings are experts in cosmic energy manipulation. Aria and Liriel share the forest's insights on balance and harmony, and in return, they learn new techniques to further enhance the forest's connection to the cosmic energy. On another world, they encounter a civilization that has mastered the art of collective consciousness. Aria and Liriel learn how this civilization uses their collective power to face challenges, and they adapt these concepts for the forest. They teach the forest folk how to connect more deeply on a spiritual level, so that they can act as a unified force in the face of the coming cosmic storm. Back in the forest, the preparations continue. The forest folk start to notice subtle changes. The trees grow taller, their leaves shimmer with a faint cosmic glow, and the animals seem to have a new, heightened sense of awareness. The forest is becoming more attuned to the cosmic energy, and its role as a cosmic beacon is starting to take shape. Aria and Liriel also work on strengthening the forest's communication channels with the other Alliance worlds. They establish a more efficient network of portals and communication devices, ensuring that information can flow freely between the forest and the other worlds. As the days turn into weeks, the forest is transformed. It is no longer just a beautiful, magical place. It is a cosmic powerhouse, ready to face the challenges of the coming storm. Aria looks out at the forest, filled with a sense of pride and determination. She knows that the forest's cosmic destiny is a heavy burden, but she is confident that with the support of the Alliance and the strength of the forest folk, they can fulfill their role. The forest, with its new, found cosmic energy and its growing influence in the Alliance, is on the verge of a great adventure. The prophecy has set them on a path that will test their limits, but Aria and Liriel are ready. They know that the forest has the wisdom, the strength, and the spirit to become the cosmic beacon it is destined to be. And as they continue their preparations, they await the arrival of the cosmic storm, ready to face it head on and guide the universe through the darkest of times. Epilogue: The Cosmic Convergence, the Forest's Legacy. As the forest braces itself for the impending cosmic storm, a palpable sense of unity and determination fills the air. The forest folk, having completed their preparations, stand ready, their connection to the cosmic energy stronger than ever. Aria and Liriel, at the heart of this cosmic endeavor, oversee the final stages of readiness. The days leading up to the storm are filled with a strange, otherworldly calm. The forest, usually alive with the sounds of nature, seems to hold its breath. The trees stand tall, their branches swaying gently in a pre-storm breeze that carries a hint of the cosmic upheaval to come. Aria walks through the forest, her mind focused on the task ahead. She can feel the energy of the forest, a pulsating force that is now intertwined with the cosmic fabric. Liriel joins her face set with resolve. The other Alliance worlds are also prepared, she says. They look to the forest as a guiding light. Aria nods. We cannot fail them. The forest has a destiny, and we are its guardians. Finally, the day of the cosmic storm arrives. The sky above the forest darkens, not with the normal clouds of a terrestrial storm, but with a swirling mass of cosmic energy. The air crackles with electricity, and the very ground beneath their feet trembles. Aria and Liriel lead the forest folk to the Restful Spring. It has become the epicenter of the forest's cosmic power, and they know that it will play a crucial role in the battle ahead. As the storm descends, the forest is bathed in a strange, multicolored light. The cosmic energy of the storm buffets against the forest's new-found defenses. Aria, drawing on the power of the forest and the teachings she has received, begins to chant. Her voice, filled with the strength of the forest, rises above the howling of the storm. The forest folk join her, their voices creating a harmonious chorus that seems to push back against the chaos of the storm. The Restful Spring, in response to their chanting, begins to emit a powerful, stabilizing energy. The water in the spring rises, forming a large, glowing sphere that hovers above the spring. This sphere acts as a shield, deflecting the worst of the cosmic storm's energy. Liriel, using her elven magic and her understanding of cosmic forces, guides the energy of the shield, ensuring that it covers the entire forest. Meanwhile, Across the universe, the other Alliance worlds are also facing the storm. But they are not alone. The forest's influence, spread through their teachings and the connections they've established, gives them the strength and the wisdom to withstand the onslaught. Beings from different worlds, inspired by the forest's example, work together in unity. On a world made of floating islands, the inhabitants use their unique technology to create energy barriers, drawing on the principles of balance and harmony taught by Aria and Liriel. On a planet with a liquid, metal core, the beings there channel the energy of their world to counteract the storm's disruptive forces, using the knowledge of energy manipulation shared by the forest team. Back in the forest, the battle with the cosmic storm rages on. The forest's shield holds firm, but the strain is evident. Aria can feel the forest's energy being tested to its limits. She looks around at the forest folk, their faces determined, and she knows that they will not give up. Suddenly, a particularly powerful wave of cosmic energy breaks through the shield. Aria, without hesitation, steps forward. She calls upon the deepest reserves of the forest's energy, the energy that lies within the roots of the ancient trees, the energy that has sustained the forest for centuries. With a final, powerful burst, she redirects the incoming energy, sending it back into the storm. The other forest folk, seeing Aria's courage, redouble their efforts. They pour their energy into the shield, and slowly but surely, the storm begins to lose its intensity. The swirling mass of cosmic energy above the forest starts to dissipate, and the sky begins to clear. As the storm recedes, a cheer rises from the forest folk. They have done it. They have withstood the cosmic storm. Aria and Liriel embrace, their faces wet with the sweat and the tears of the battle. "We did it," Aria says, her voice filled with relief and pride. The forest has fulfilled its cosmic destiny. The news of the forest's victory spreads throughout the Interstellar Alliance. Beings from all corners of the universe send their congratulations. The forest has become a symbol of hope, a place where the power of unity, balance, and harmony has triumphed over the forces of chaos. In the aftermath of the storm, the forest undergoes a transformation. The trees are now even more magnificent, their trunks and branches glowing with a permanent cosmic light. The plants and flowers that grow in the forest have new, enhanced properties, and the animals seem to have a new, deeper connection to the cosmic energy. Aria and Liriel, now revered as heroes throughout the Alliance, continue their work. They establish a cosmic academy in the forest, where beings from different worlds can come to learn about the forest's wisdom, the principles of balance and harmony, and the art of cosmic energy manipulation. Young elves, humans, and other cosmic beings flock to the forest to study. Aria and Liriel, along with the wise old forest folk, teach them about the ancient lore of the forest, the lessons learned from the cosmic challenges, and the importance of maintaining the balance of the universe. One of the students, a young human from a distant world, approaches Aria. "Your story has inspired me," he says. "I want to take what I've learned here back to my world and help them create a more harmonious society." Aria smiles. That's what the forest is all about. Sharing wisdom and helping others find their path to balance. As the years pass, the forest's influence continues to grow. The Cosmic Academy becomes a center of learning and innovation, where new ideas and technologies are developed based on the forest's teachings. The forest also becomes a place of pilgrimage, a place where beings come to find peace, to connect with the cosmic energy, and to pay homage to the place that saved the universe. Aria, now an elder in the forest, looks out at the bustling academy and the forest filled with visitors. She reflects on her journey, from a seeker of peace in a small forest to a cosmic ambassador. "Liriel," she says to her long-time friend, "look at what we've accomplished. The forest's legacy will live on for generations to come." Liriel nods. "Yes, Aria. The forest has become a cornerstone of the cosmic community. Its wisdom will continue to guide and inspire, ensuring that the balance of the universe is maintained. The forest, with its ancient trees, the restful spring, and the wise folk, stands as a testament to the power of unity, balance, and the indomitable spirit of life. It has faced the greatest of cosmic challenges and emerged victorious, leaving behind a legacy that will shape the future of the universe for eons to come." And as the sun sets on another day in the forest, Aria knows that the forest's story will continue to be told, a story of hope, of wisdom, and of the unbreakable bond between the forest and the cosmos.